Hello, welcome to Joe's Workshop. I'm Joe. What you're looking at is a rendering of a 3D model that I created. What I'm going to do is show you the steps that I take in creating something like this. Now, this is my first video, so I'm excited to show you. Are you excited to watch? I hope so. We'll all be excited. Let's get started. Now, the first thing that I do is I look for the appropriate reference, specifically a side view of a person and a front view of the same person. Once you have your references, you line them up, you adjust the sizes, you make sure the eyes line up, the noses line up, the mouths line up, etc. Now, you should know that Blender uses what they refer to as vertices. A vertex is a point in space. You connect two points together, two vertices together, you get a line. You connect four lines together, you get a rectangle. They call that a quad. If you fill up that quad, making it tangible, they refer to that as a face. Now, I'm saying all this because nearly everything that's created in Blender is an assortment of these little itty bitty faces. And at this point, I'm applying what's known as a mirror modifier. I use that so that any changes I make on one side of the face happens on the opposite side of the face. In other words, whatever happens on one side of the model happens on the other side of the model. Also, keep in mind, I'm not creating a series of individual faces at this point. What I'm doing is I'm extruding, basically branching off that original face so that it's all one piece, it's all connected. Also, keep in mind, this is not a tutorial. I'm simply displaying the steps in creating something like this from scratch. And at this point, I'm about to create the shape of the eye. As you can see, I'm just making sure I've got the sizes even. And here we go. Now with the eye, it's best to start off on the outside and work your way in. Start off on the outside of the eye and work your way in. Not from the inside, working your way out, like I'm doing in this video. You should be on the outside looking in, and at this point I'm going to stop the video and start over. And I'm back. So I just want to reiterate, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a professional graphic artist. I don't get paid for this. I don't receive any stipend. I don't receive any money under the table. I'm doing this as a hobby. This is just what I like to do. You're probably asking yourself right now, why am I watching this video created by someone who's not a teacher, who's not a professional, who doesn't do this for monetary gain? Well, you know what? Work that out with yourself. All I can tell you is that, as you can see, I'm modeling the forehead, and this could be problematic if you're just going by the profile alone. So what you have to do in instances like this is you have to move your 3D model around. Come out of the profile and move it around on your own and make the necessary changes, the necessary adjustments. So I should say that this is the point of the video where I go back to my reference photo so I can get an accurate sense of how this person's forehead is shaped. So with that, I'm going to pause and we'll be right back. And this is what we have so far. As you can see, I've added some eyeballs, I've added some eyebrows. And at this point, we're going to start from the neck, work our way down to the shoulders, the torso, and the rest of the body. And it's going to take a while. All right, so now you can see the head now has a body, and you can also see that the face has a few issues. The hair is a little whack. The face is not right. So I made a few changes, as you can see. I adjusted the eyes. I corrected the smile. I even added a background so that it wouldn't be so bland in the back. So I'm all excited. I'm all revved up to start on the hair. You ready? Let's go. Now, the image that you see on the left, that's a rendered image of all the work that was done on the right. We use that rendered image on the left to export out of Blender, so we could save it in the form of a JPEG file or a PNG file, and that can be seen in programs outside of Blender. But never mind all that. We're worrying about the hair now. Now, the hair is not made up of vertices and faces. It's made up of what they refer to as particles. I'm almost done. It should be done maybe within the half an hour. So I finished shaping the hair. Next step is to render the final image so that we can obviously export it, and we'll have ourselves a picture to look at. I'm rendering it as we speak. It's going to take some time because there's so many particles in the hair, so we're just going to wait for the final image to render, and we're just sitting here and waiting. And we're back. As you can see, I finished the hair, even though I'm going to have to make some minor adjustments. The hair still looks halfway decent the way it is. Eventually, I'm going to have to get around to adding some clothes to the model. I'm not going to do that anytime soon. And I also put in the sky for the background, just to make the final rendering somewhat interesting. And with that, you now know the process that I take in creating a 3D model. Thank you for joining me today at Joe's Workshop.